Interesting thing. He was asked about the defensive tackle situation and potentially bringing back Sheldon Richardson, and Andrew Berry had a real interesting answer. Let's take a listen.
We feel good about it. We feel good about the guys that we currently have on the roster with Andrew Billings, Malik Jackson, obviously Jordan Elliott going into his second year. Like all positions across the draft, there are a number of good young prospects that are going to come into the league. But that all being said, Sheldon is a big loss. He was a big part of what we did last year. Really strong presence in our locker room. We're very thankful for all the contributions that he had, and that those are big shoes to fill for sure.
Kevin said he's hoping there might be a scenario in which Sheldon can return. Is that something you see as feasible?
Yeah, I think it's certainly possible. Obviously, it's something that has to work for all parties involved. But we like Sheldon. He was a productive member for our team, a big part of our success last year. And if that ends up being the right fit down the line, it's certainly something that we would welcome.
So Jeff Risdon, BrownsWire.com, reaction to that. Do you think there's any way that Sheldon Richardson comes back?
I do. It'll have to be like Barry said, it has to be with the right price tag. It has to be at the right dimensions. This is not something that they're going to do right away. Nor do I think Sheldon wants it to happen right away. He's going to evaluate what he's got. He wants to see if there's better opportunities for him to A, make more money, and B, get more playing time and more significant playing time on a roster of another team that has a chance to win a title. If he's over 30 years old, he's in the position in his career where he really needs to get, if he still wants to be a viable contributor to a title contending team, the options are limited. Cleveland is certainly the best one. He's familiar with the defense. He knows the people around him. He's obviously well-liked. They clearly respect him and want him back. The way that Barry handled that, when he answered the first part of that question, you could almost see the gears turning, like, yeah, they're going to ask me if I want to extend him right away. And he came right back with a very optimistic note. So it certainly sounds like something that both sides are very open to doing. Will it happen? I hope so. They're a better football team with him than without him.
When you look at it, strictly a salary cap move that kind of frees them up to do what they need to do with Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield. I mean, the list goes on and on. Is that strictly a numbers game with Sheldon Richardson, you think?
I certainly think that they will explain it to him that way. Absolutely, yes. And it makes a lot of sense. Even though they haven't done any moves on the outside with it yet, which has a lot of fans sort of, up in the air. Like, why did they do that? They're not better without him. Well, they are rolling cap money over that they're going to use to lock up Baker, lock up Denzel, possibly lock up Nick. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and they didn't necessarily have the highest portions to feed all those mouths. Now they have a lot more to dole out. It's a smart business decision, even if on the surface it looks a little sketchy to cut your best starting defensive interior lineman. Like, it raises eyebrows, but in the long term, I think they definitely have a plan to it. And if part of that plan is to get Sheldon back for half the price that he used to play for, it's going to look brilliant.